So last week, JLM officially filed a contempt motion against me. That means they want the judge to fine me and force me to pay money to the court. I continue to believe that this is just another attempt to prevent me from talking with you about this litigation and prevent me from shining any kind of light on what JLM is doing or JLM's actions. And in its motion, JLM is now trying to prevent me from drawing and from announcing a new name. JLM wants to stop me from sharing my art with you through my illustrations, which is a skill I learned long before joining JLM. And they also want to prevent me from announcing my new name after stripping me of my own. At this point, 7 grueling months into this dispute, I feel like nothing is enough for JLM. I feel like they just want me to sit down and shut up, just go away or disappear. And I do wish I could snap my fingers and have this lawsuit disappear, but it doesn't work that way. And I have already made genuine attempts to move on with my life in a way that is still respectful of the very broad preliminary injunction against me right now, one where I'm not even allowed to use my birth name to publicly identify myself, and one that has cost me my life savings while JLM gets to continue profiting off my name and previous designs. It has also come to my attention that JLM is now messaging people on Instagram and telling them that they've tried to settle with me many times and that I refuse to engage in settlement. This is false. I have been and remain very open and willing to solve this dispute in a professional and business-oriented way. While I have actually made a settlement proposal, JLM has yet to make an offer. I believe that you have a right to know all of this, and that everyone, including me, should have the right to speak their mind. I feel like the whole point of social media is to allow for a two-way conversation and encourage honest engagement. This is why I am so discouraged by JLM continually turning off and removing public comments on social media. I believe you all deserve more respect, acknowledgement, and honesty than you are receiving. And on an interesting and related note, for 7 months now, I have been unable to work in my chosen field or earn any meaningful living. And while I am beyond grateful for my influencer opportunities and brands that are still willing to work with me, given the litigious nature of my situation, it doesn't replace my career or my passion or even come close to covering my current expenses. I believe situations like mine are one of the reasons harmful non-competition agreements are so disfavored and why several states have even banned them. There is also new legislation and even a new executive order pending that seeks to correct these coercive and harmful provisions. So I feel like this is an important moment in history, especially for creatives who are so often taken advantage of. And I really think that this is something that anyone who has been asking how to support me can get involved in. So for those of you who want to help, I encourage you to call the Department of Labor and your local government officials and ask them to support the executive order and legislation seeking to end non-compete agreements that force people out of their chosen profession and prevent them from so much as earning a living. You can also continue sharing my story and my videos to have my situation resonate with so many people. It's just given me great purpose and it's made me feel less on my own in this lawsuit. So thank you again and again. Your support and willingness to share has been truly tremendous, and I realize that I am just an individual up against a corporation. But I am so grateful that this is a matter of public interest. I have spent my life learning and nourishing the craft of illustration and design, And for me, art is not a job, it is part of who I am. And while I do believe in contracts and intellectual property, I also believe in free expression and human rights. And I feel like you can easily protect a company's products, trademarks, and designs without restraining the livelihood of a human being. And I will just never agree with the idea of unscrewing someone else's light bulb to make yours shine brighter. Thank you so much for watching these videos and for caring and sharing and creating a space for me to keep updating you. You've encouraged me to keep showing up and stay positive regardless of the hardships. And I promise you that one of these days I will come on here with a new video with a big bottle of champagne and confetti cannons and shower you with only good news. But until then, I promise to show up the best I possibly can, the most authentic I can, and stay brave. So thank you again.